What's going on YouTube? It's Jesse coming back to you with another video. In this video, I want to talk all about how to create an offer a client can't say no to. And this is important because if you create an offer that no one wants, you could have the best outreach messaging in the world, but you're not going to make any sales, obviously. Before we dive in, make sure to get into our free Facebook group below. We'd love to have you in there, as well as book a free call to chat with me or one of my team members about potentially enrolling into our HFM program, where we will micromanage you start to finish with our system to make sure you're not making any dumb mistakes that so many people make because they don't know any better and they wonder why they can't land clients. It could be an issue with the brand, messaging, volume, follow-up, contract, offer, everything. Any one of those pieces is off, any one of them, and you are probably going to fail because it's all a big package. You can't look like shit in your brand and expect to make sales. But what if you have a great brand but a shitty offer? You're not going to make sales either. So you need it all to be working for you to make money. Now, here's how to create an offer that a client can't say no to you. You should always, in anything you offer, think about what does the client want. The more that you give the client, the higher likelihood they're going to buy from you. If you told the client, hey, I work for free, you don't have to pay me any money at all, even when I get you results, do you think that they're going to hire you? Yeah. Right? It's probably going to be 100% close rate. But what's the problem with that offer? You gave way too much to the client. So you got to find that balance. But the more you give, the higher your close rate's going to be. The more you make it irresistible, the higher your close rate's going to be. So you need to think about ways that you can make it irresistible. And you don't have to copy every other person's method, right? You could make it like a hybrid, package. Maybe you need money quick, but you also want to have some commission. So you could be like, hey, pay me $1,000 a month, where normally that person would pay $3,000, let's say. Pay me $1,000, but I want 15% commission on all the money I make you. So it's like a hybrid. You get some money. You maybe needed money fast for bills, but you get that extra possibility of making 15%. Or maybe you want $500 a month and you want 20%. There's so many ways that you can set it up. But keep in the back of your head, what does the client want? You think the client wants to hop on a call with you and you tell them, hey, $4,000 per month and we'll hope for the best. You're going to have a very, very low close rate. Unless you have tons of case studies, people that have already been making shitloads of money from you, you're probably not going to close that. I talk to a lot of people. They have these grandiose ideas of making money, but then you ask them their experience and they don't have any. It's like, okay, look at the person you're you're talking to. People will hit me up and show me people that you're talking to. Look at the person you're talking to. Look at their brand. Does that person look like they're making a bunch of money? And you want to pitch them $4,000. It's not going to happen. You got to be realistic. And that's why I say to all my students, before you hop on a sales call, you spy on that client, that prospect, and figure out how much money they're making. If you can't do that, obviously you try to figure it out on the call too. That's a no-brainer. You figure out how much money they're making per month on the call so that you can pitch them a realistic price. They tell you, oh, I'm only making $3,000 a month. You ain't going to sell them a $4,000 package. Duh, right? That's pretty obvious. So you should spend 30 minutes at least, minimum. People are in a hurry watching YouTube videos. Just sit down, no computer, take out a pen and paper and write down the deliverables that you're going to give. If you're going to do a retainer model, think about guarantees. Think about money back guarantees. Make it so it's low risk for the person. That will only increase your close rate. People are all focused on trying to get sales calls, but what do you do when you get on a sales call and your offer sucks? What are you going to do then? It doesn't even matter you got on a sales call. Your offer sucks, so you're going to get laughed at your offer. So you can make different offers. Okay, if the person looks like they're broke, then I'll offer a pay for performance offer where I get 50% commission until I'm making at least $2,000 a month, and I'll stop it there. That's offer one for that specific kind of person, for a broke person. You've got to sit down and really write this stuff out before you start getting on sales calls. You even want to do this before you start cold emailing, because you can incorporate elements of your offer into your cold outreach if it's good enough. If it's no-brainer enough, then you should be putting it in your outreach. Hey, look, client, we don't charge any money to do this. We just charge performance-based. Then hell yeah, you should put that in your outreach. That's easy. That's an easy sales call, because they're like, oh, they don't charge anything. They're just going to take money from our already existing following. So they're just adding money to us. We're not paying anything. There's no risk. Okay, let's get on the call. But if you're, if your offer's shitty and you're like, I'm only gonna charge $4,000 a month, you're probably not gonna want to put that in your outreach, because in the outreach alone, it's not gonna really show your brand. It's not gonna show your vibes on the call. It's just a little cold email that everyone's sending them, and you tell them I want $4,000 a month. Yeah, they'll tell you to get lost. So you wouldn't want to put the price on that kind of offer. So sit down, take out a pen and paper, and write down, bullet point them, the different things that make the offer irresistible, the reasons that person would want to buy it from you. 100% performance based, or it's 50% performance based. It's cheaper than competition, money back guarantee, a guarantee of making a specific amount of money. Write out these ideas that you have, then structure your cold emails accordingly. Now, obviously, that's a whole nother training in and of itself on how to cold outreach and cold emails and how you should write them. But at least you'll have a decent offer at that point. You sat down and spent 30 minutes to an hour coming up with an offer. This is very important. You don't want to start outreaching until you know what you're selling. But you don't really want to learn how to do copywriting until you start outreaching. That's kind of a weird situation. Most people spend all their time learning how to write. No time trying to learn how to outreach. No time structuring a good offer. They just want to learn how to write, because that's what all the videos show you. Here's how to write an email. Here's how to be a copywriter. Here's how to be a writer. Here's how to be a blogger, right? Spend all this time learning how to do it, but they have no fucking clue how to get sales calls and how to close the deal. That should be your priority. And then you learn the day of. You learn the day of how to actually fulfill the service, because now you'll actually have a client. Stop learning how to fulfill the service. Start learning how to get clients. So that's all you really need to structure an irresistible offer, and you definitely want one. It's going to make your outreach so much easier. You're going to get results so much faster than fooling around with some shitty offer for months that no one wants to buy. It'd be like you going and selling, icicles to Eskimos, right? They don't want your freaking ice. It's all over the place. It's a bad offer. What would you rather? What should you sell to Eskimos? You should sell fucking, I don't know, food. I don't know what you'd sell them, but something that they actually want, that isn't in abundance. Good offer. Anyway, I hope you found some value in this video. Make sure to get into our free Facebook group below again, and then also make sure to book a free call if you'd like to chat about potentially enrolling into HFM. We'd love to chat with you about that and see if it's a good fit and learn our system so that you can never wonder if you're doing something wrong ever again. And also, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of the future videos.